The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
On DC News Now at noon, Senator Tim Kaine held a roundtable to gauge interest in the priorities for the 118th Congress, how the outcome of that meeting could affect your community. And the cherry blossoms are here, and so is that traffic. We'll look at the quickest way to the Tidal Basin. But first, here's meteorologist Damon Matson.
Yeah, everybody's trying to go down and see the cherry blossoms, rightfully so. But this afternoon, conditions may not be so ideal. We'll let you know when a few showers may be rolling through the region. Coming up in a check of your forecast here in just a bit.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at noon. I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Mark Hall this afternoon. New details now in that deadly shooting that happened in Silver Spring. It happened late last night at an apartment building on Treetop Lane off of Columbia Pike. Police say that's where they found a man dead after he was shot there. At this point, it's not clear what led up to that shooting. Police say that investigation is still ongoing and they'll release the name of the victim as soon as they know it. Also, Montgomery County Police have now identified a person hit and killed early Saturday morning. It happened just before 2 a.m. in Silver Spring. Police say Zelalem Adamo was hit by a Jeep and a Lexus. He was walking on Columbia Pike near Hillwood Drive. Police say the driver of the Lexus remained on the scene. They also say the driver of the Jeep left and later reported the accident at a police station hours later. Investigators are still trying to figure out how that accident happened. And right now, family members are calling for justice after a teenager was shot and killed by a Park police officer a week ago. A Park police officer shot and killed 17-year-old Delano Martin. Those officers responding to a report of a stolen car. DC police also responded to that call. Police reports say there was a confrontation and the teen started to drive off with an officer in the car and the other being dragged. That's when reports say the officer in the car shot Martin. Police say they then found a gun in that car. The family is still trying to understand exactly, though, what happened with that situation.
I don't know how you're going to explain this one. This thing hurt. I'd rather my son been murdered on the street than murdered by a police officer.
In addition to requesting body camera footage, Martin's family wants the Justice Department to take over the investigation. As of now, that investigation is being handled by DC Police. Well, as we start the first session of the 118th Congress, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is making his way across the state to hear from voters. Just a little while ago, the senator held a roundtable in Alexandria, Virginia, where he heard from Black and Latino movers and shakers in the Northern Virginia community. The group brought up concerns and needs within the community. While many topics were covered, three of the biggest included housing, mental health resources, and educational needs. Senator Kaine said these are topics he has been discussing now in roundtables across the state with multiple demographics.
The quality of my service depends upon the quality of my listening. If I'm listening to people, I'm going to do a better job. If I'm not soliciting their opinions, I'm going to do a worse job.
Of all the topics, Senator Kaine says he will be able to take immediate action working on improving housing issues. Well, the cherry blossoms may be the most beautiful part of springtime here in the district, but the traffic can get ugly in order to see them. Some people on social media complaining they spent hours inching through gridlock to get to the Tidal Basin yesterday. Our Joseph Olmo has a look at ways to get around the mess.
Well, look, we got to start off by setting some expectations here. If you are coming to a festival where naturally about 1.5 million people come every year, there's going to be a lot of crowds, not just along the Tidal Basin itself, but also getting here. However, there are some smarter ways to get here that allow you to spend less time behind the steering wheel and more time soaking up the sun here and taking in the cherry blossoms. Take a look at this. Our cameras, they were rolling and caught the bumper-to-bumper traffic over the weekend as thousands flocked to the cherry trees here in D.C. And the roadways weren't the only place packed with people. Take a look at the Metro this weekend. You see more people than you actually do the station platform. When this picture was taken, Metro says 37,000 people were actively using the system. Now, I know this may seem like a lot, but unless you're cool with sitting in several hours of traffic, which I don't think any of us are, your best bet is to use the Metro to get to the cherry blossoms. So the closest stops to the Tidal Basin are Smithsonian. Smithsonian itself is the closest. You also have L'Enfant and Federal Triangle. From both of those stations, it's about a 10-20 minute walk, give or take. Trains at those stations at most should arrive every 5 or 6 minutes. Guys, you should really park at a station by your home or one that's further away from downtown DC, and then Metro in. If not, you're going to end up like this gentleman we spoke to.
So we are from Maryland. We drove through, on the GW Parkway, parked in Virginia, and walked all the way here across the Memorial Bridge because we couldn't deal with the traffic.
There's also biking, there's walking. Of course, we're in DC, so you can rent a scooter. However you get to the tidal basin, try to not make it via driving, because I can guarantee you, you will spend more time behind the steering wheel than you will checking out these cherry blossoms. Reporting at the tidal basin, I'm Joseph Olmo. Back to you.
All right, Damon, I think we heard just now, we both went on Thursday, which was a really nice day, by the way. I went at night, though, so it was a little less traffic. How about you?
I went the middle of the day when it was getting to 80 degrees, busy. So I can emphasize with what Joe is saying right there. Now, we're not going to be nearly as warm today because we have a system passing through the area. You may have noticed the clouds really starting to roll in across the entire DMV and four-state region over the last few hours. Now, on top of that, we're starting to see a few light rain showers. It's overall not going to be an absolute washout this afternoon, but we are going to be dodging some isolated showers here in due time. Down toward Fredericksburg, near the mouth of the Potomac, you'll have those showers right now moving into southern Maryland. Also, a few trying to take hold back across western Maryland in Garrett and Allegheny counties, as we can really see this disturbance as we expand out the satellite and radar picture. Most of the rain is confined back toward the Great Lakes, and we also have some clouds and those lighter showers to the south. We're right in between. That's exactly why we're not going to see much rain overall. But here we go. As we roll through the afternoon, that will be our best chance for some isolated showers to kick up here and there. Temperatures, it's going to be an interesting one. To the south, where the clouds have been around longer, going to stay in the 50s. But to the north, places like Hagerstown, Frederick, back over toward Martinsburg, where there's been some extra sunshine, temperatures have already reached the 60s, and we will likely stay in the 60s to the north. Now, as we get into the middle of the week, are we going to see sunnier skies, and will those temperatures be jumping back toward the 70s and 80s? We'll let you know coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Damon. Well, a building that has been a staple in Arlington now for more than 6 decades has now been condemned. County leaders say the former Keybridge Marriott on Lee Highway is unsafe. It first opened in 1959 and closed 2 years ago, and it was supposed to be redeveloped, but that hasn't happened just yet. Officials say people experiencing homelessness have been using that building.
It's unfortunate that the building wasn't able to be habitable for people. Obviously, it's a shelter there. There are a lot of places where homeless are taking shelter, and they're being forced out of those locations.
The county says it is now working to find a safe place for people who were using the building. Well, stretching your dollars now. A new report says consumer complaints about customer service are at a record high, all while many employers struggle to hire staff. Consumer reporter Ben Dennis is looking at the data.
Good evening. From shopping online to paying rent and even going to the hospital, customer complaints are trending upward. And with tens of thousands of job openings right here in the DMV, consumers told me they are seeing a change where they pay day to day.
Is it a good experience? Is it a bad experience?
Good experience.
They seem to be lacking a little bit.
Customer complaints at an all-time high. Nearly 3 in 4 Americans had a problem last year as a customer, up 6% from 2020. That's according to new data from Customer Care Measurement and Consulting. When they surveyed consumers in the mid-1970s, just 1 in 4 consumers shared complaints. What gives?
Do you think that there's a lack of person-to-person experience these days?
I totally think there's a lack of person-to-person.
The National Customer Rage Study says rental, medical care, banking, and delivery services are among the top industries dealing with customer frustrations. And this comes as employers are looking to hire.
I think people are grabbing at straws and trying to figure it out themselves.
An estimated 10.8 million job openings nationwide and 180,000 active job advertisements in the DMV. That's according to Arlington County's Department of Human Services.
There seems to be jobs out there, and there seems to be people who need work.
And despite the old saying, the customer is always right, some consumers understand problems trying to fill the payroll.
It seems like businesses that figured that out and maybe cut back some of their overall service seem to do better than companies or places that are trying to do what they used to do and they can't.
And customers looking for resolutions like refunds, replacements, and more. Consumer advocates say document your experience and know that you've got consumer rights protected by federal law. And consider filing a complaint at USA.gov. Ben Dennis, DC News Now. Back to you.
And right now, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation says it is agreeing to sell Silicon Valley Bank after the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. It is being sold to First Citizens Bank in North Carolina. Silicon Valley Bank's collapse rattled the banking industry earlier this month, with members withdrawing money, fearing the bank would collapse. The FDIC and First Citizens Bank will split the losses and recovery of Silicon Valley Bank there. New today, Senator Mitch McConnell has returned home after inpatient physical therapy. McConnell suffered a concussion and a fractured rib when he tripped and fell at a Prive Diner on March 8th. He says he is going to spend the next few days at home. A McConnell aide told our media partners at the Hill that he won't return to the Capitol before April. Now, in a statement, McConnell said, "I want to sincerely thank everyone for all the kind wishes. I'm glad to be home. Looking forward to returning in person to the Senate soon."